18 months ago, my boss called me in and told me that the payment system I'd been administering for the last 5 years and which ran on a standard package was being upgraded to a brand new system recommended by consultants. He mentioned the particular package they were suggesting, and I was doubtful because I'd read up a lot about this on the internet because I keep up to date with what's happening. And I suggested to him that maybe we might need to look at that decision. The task was to convince first my boss and then the IT and management committee that this was not a sound idea. And I was given 2 weeks in which to compile the data and present a report that would go right up the line. Here's what I did. The first thing was to analyse the existing system rigorously to make sure it was fit for purpose, not just now, but up to 5 years in the future. That involved looking at demands, projections, costs, software updates, the lot. The second thing to do was to take a look at the proposed system using exactly the same criteria. Now, when I did that, I discovered that it couldn't produce some of the basic reports and the data formats weren't compatible. Just to be sure, I ran my findings past an IT consultant as a favour, and he said I was on the right track. I then submitted the draft to my boss, who made a few suggestions, and we got the thing finally presented and put to the board. The board asked to see me, and I had a very terrifying experience of presenting my recommendations to the board. They weren't impressed that I disagreed with the consultants, but the more information I presented, the more they were starting to come inside. And after 2 very stressful hours, I was sent outside. I was called back in an hour later to be told that, yes, they were accepting my recommendations. They were going to have my recommendations checked by another IT consultant, but they thought this was a formality. A week later, I got the nod that my findings had been accepted and I could stick with my current system for the present. The result was that I got to hang on to my existing system. My estimates for the future were actually used as a basis for the project plan for the department. I got my resources, and I learned from a member of the board later on in the year that I'd actually saved the company €200,000 in fees.